Let's go. Turn that shit off. J83, what up? Hey, man. F. Williams, man. What up, man? Man, I'm glad you got it, man. Hey, I wish I had that black though. If you feel me, we're gonna have to I'm gonna give you half off the next one. Just cause I just me personally, I wish I had the black. But if you want one of these thou shall not dry snake, I'm gonna throw you yours half off. Just for fucking with me, man. Appreciate you though. Appreciate you, brother. Prophet Swamper. Hey man, I forgot to call you, dog. Fuck, man. Dog, man. I think I'm scared to talk on the phone. I'm scared to talk on the phone because I get wrapped up on that phone, boy. I'm telling you, you might not never get off. I got to get to the post office today too. I got to send Melee his sweatshirt, bank statement, got the shirt. I got to send them off. I got to get to the post office. I can't be up on here long because I think the post office closed early today. So I'm trying to get out here, man. I'm trying to get out here, man. Salute. Heart and Finish Kennels. What up, brother? Hey, I'm gonna send you a few questions, Heart and Finish. I got a few questions, man, for you. Eclectic, what up, brother? My guys, what's going on? What is going on? Oh man, I see you, brother. I see you. Everybody in the building. Hey, we got a little docket. We're just gonna get through the docket. I don't know how long we're gonna be here. Depends on how many rabbit holes we could go down while we going down the docket, man. Salute, blessings, everybody in the building, man. Happy Saturday to everybody. I know we got a lot of shit going on. Me, I'm gonna be in the yard, fucking with this mag, just reaching out, man, seeing how far I can reach out. Um, Probably I'm missing my first drop date. So, I had a date and I'm gonna miss that motherfucker. It's coming up real soon. So we just gearing up, man, just trying to get this magazine out and just getting it going, man. Showing us we're learning, man. We're stepping outside our comfort zone and we learning more about this shit and learning about the type of people that you're gonna need around to make this type of thing run. The experience alone, man. Stay sucker free month. Hey man, look, we gotta stay sucker free. Gotta stay sucker free, man. I've been seeing, everybody got their bias of opinions and whatnot, man. Look, man, you know me. I'm gonna be standing right over here, man. I'm gonna be right over here, man. I ain't gonna be waffling and wavering, man. That's what we're not gonna do. Dudes that they don't know if they want to fuck with a snitch this week or man. I thought we was all taught this shit, like it ain't gonna be good for you, man. But people do what they do. They got their own morals and values, and of course, if ain't nobody on your ass, you kind of feel like that shit don't really touch home. Just like when somebody else's family or overseas or something, they lose their life, you don't really feel it, until that shit hits home. Motherfuckers doing that snitch ass shit to you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Let's talk about farm outs. These farm outs, man, Motherfuckers, it's to the advantage. Sometimes it could be a gift and a curse, man. It could be a gift and a curse. How many of y'all fuck with farm outs? You know, how many of y'all fuck with farm outs? You gotta know who you're fucking with when you're farming shit out, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Personally, if I'm farming some shit out, if I'm farming some shit out, rather we hunting or whatever the hell you doing, man. I want my dog out of harm's way, man. I don't want my dog getting into accidents. I don't want somebody to be on the low rolling dogs and shit, rolling your shit. you know, like come on, man. Dogs coming back from farm outs with scars. That's problematic, fellas. You got a dog somewhere, he's being farmed out. You really need the bloodline, but that dog is really over there putting in work that you don't know about, right? So when you get him back, he's scarred up, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, you supposed to have a dog looking better than when you got it, man. Like if I send you a dog, that motherfucker should come back looking the same or better. Straight up. He shouldn't come back with half the side of his face chewed off and all of this crazy shit, dog. All these scars on this motherfucker. Like, damn, this motherfucker ain't never touched nothing. But you farm him out. Now all of a sudden the dog's got scars on him and shit, bro. This community, we fuck with a lot of dudes that we don't know because that's how the metrics of the shit is with these dogs. There's gonna be a lot of dudes that you're gonna bump shoulders with. They're gonna be good guys, good moral guys, you know. But in their spare time or whatever is convenient, or whenever they're not checking that chain spot, it's gonna be built to ass with your dog, you know. So rather agree. Oh shit. He said no farmhouse. They think because they fed the dog, they have complete ownership. No, 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 no. You don't have complete ownership of a dog until you pay for the dog outright. Some people have those separation anxiety and they got all this shit going on to where, they get to falling in love with your shit, bro. If you're farming out, if you're giving it away, that's one thing. And I even think there should be at least a few rules on a gift. I think if you gift a dog to somebody, yeah, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do it. He can do whatever he wants. But if you gift a dog to somebody, if you fucking with him, if you gift a dog to me, let me speak for myself. And let's say I don't like that dog, or I don't want him no more, or he's doing this, he's doing that, or he growing. Oh yeah, he's just kind of, just a regular dog. I got a lot of males. He ain't really gonna get bred over here. Let me push him back to you, or maybe you got somebody else you wanna. I'm gonna give you the option. I'm gonna give you first crack back at the dog. If I can't keep him, I don't want him. That's even the gift. Farm out, that's different though. You know, a lot of times it's for breeding purposes. A lot of times it's just a young dog. You're just trying to grow them up or something. Maybe people got more land, different geographic locations. They're able to have more dogs. So they could raise a pair that you was trying to keep, but you didn't, you keeping a pair off of 3, 4 litters. So shit, let me send that pair over there, right? That's not to fuck the dog off though. We got to understand that when you're accepting the farm out, if you're not in that position, if you're not in your head, if you're on the low rolling dogs, and you're trying to hold somebody's dog, farm somebody's shit out because you're doing a couple breedings, it might be good. This might be a male I'm not using. Maybe there's some dogs down there in your area that he could stick to. That'll be some good breedings. Whatever it is, it's supposed to be advantageous to both parties, not just one. That's a huge responsibility. And if you're accepting that, somebody basically they're trusting you with their shit. Something they didn't have to do. So you're probably getting dogs when they have pups. If you do the shit right, they have pups. You're getting free shit, right? Off of a bloodline and all of this. So that's a responsibility. You don't want to fumble too many bundles. You don't want to, shit happens. I've lost a dog before. I lost a fucking dog before. Bitch got out, murked 2 bitches. Shit, what can I do about that? I go in there, it's feeding time. I got a dog walking up to me. I'm like, damn, how the fuck did you get out? You ain't even fucked up. And then, boom, 2 more dogs fucked up, dead, 2 dead dogs. You know, one of them was mine, one of them was the homie's dog. The guy that put it on, that set the whole shit up, he didn't take no responsibility. That shit came out of my fucking pocket, bro. There'd be a lot of times you farm shit out and it's just you motherfucker just charge it to the game. They lose, $5,000, $10,000 dog to, dog, $3,000 dog, $2,500 dog, just charge it to the game. Oh, that's the game. That's a huge responsibility. You gotta understand that. I'm not saying you gotta treat that motherfucker better than your own shit or protect it better than your own shit, but you damn do. You do. So the proper setups, everything that we talk about on this channel, the proper setups, yard accidents, checking those chain setups, all that hardware. Somebody got an old ass chain that they just thinking that they could just get through the year with, and it's not gonna work. Hey, Henson, your mag in the mail. It say Monday, but it could be later. It could be later or whatever. A joker in the mail. I like them to just get there. They're gonna take their time. The mag's gonna get there. But feel free to text me though. I usually leave it at the top so I could see it. If I go in there and respond, all this shit, it just goes to the bottom. It'll get wiped up. So I like to keep them there. It's in there. I'm gonna get to this post office, get these shirts. Ain't no more mags I gotta send off. Matter of fact, there's one. Hold up. I got one. It's overseas though, but the address is fucked up. Hold up. Manuel Lopez. It says Estrada Pose. Poes. Estrada. If that's anybody in the chat, anybody, because they obviously gave me the wrong address. But I need to get that out. But everything else is out. Let's get on this inbreeding. Yeah, he said if you lose a dog on farm out, shit happens. Don't let it get. Yeah, but on the other foot, it's Curtis paid for the dog that got lost. I could have had that same attitude, but by me being that stand-up guy, and I took responsibility for it though. You see what I'm saying? And doing that even though the other guy that dipped out of the responsibility and left it all on me, even though he dipped out, it strengthened the relationship between the person that, I reimburse for my fuck up. You feel me? And ultimately, that move right there, I can't even say the benefits of that. So now I hear what you're saying. Yeah, don't take nothing. This is real law. Don't if you can't afford to lose it, don't send it out. But sometimes you got to farm shit out. It's emergencies though, and it do be shit that you can't afford to farm out. You feel what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying in a perfect world, but everybody's world's not perfect. So there might be a situation where I got 5 dogs. I need them moved ASAP, and I put them somewhere. I don't want them getting scarred up, and no, I can't afford to lose them. Yeah, shit happens, but I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, this shit, we could talk about that all day. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna do a brother sister. Yeah, nah, the breeder go accept that kind. They go appreciate that kindness in the future for sure. But you got to. You got to. That's stand up, you know, because I could have just said, you know what, fuck it. This on some old school shit, like, whoop my ass or, shit like that. But it wouldn't have had that effect. You know, this was a reputable dude that knew his way around very well. So the recommendations and everything that came after that was tenfold. You feel me? I'm glad I did that. And then I cut off the dude that didn't take responsibility, and that paid dividends too. He ended up doing other fuck shit, and you know how dudes do. And it was good. I wasn't involved with that. So sometimes you got to cut off the weak links and strengthen the strong ones. Those bonds, those strong bonds, you know. But that was me not looking thinking that some dudes just get caught up in their self and they'll think everything's all about them, right? So then if you got that kind of mindset, then there's nothing that you can do wrong. You're not able to take responsibility and you don't realize that these people around you, whether if they bigger than you or smaller than you, they gonna need you, you know. They're gonna need you, you gonna need them. Feel me? Inbreeding, man. Inbreeding. I hear this all the time. I hear it all the time. Inbreeding. What's you gonna get? Inbreeding. When is it too much? When is it this? When is it that? Can't nobody tell you what's too much or what's not enough. It don't work like that. It don't work like that, man. There could be an inbreeding. There could be a brother and sister that clicks so well, or a daddy daughter that just made those dogs that much better, you know. And everybody told you, ah, man, that's too tight. Don't breed it that way. Don't do this. Don't do that. You never know what genetics that you're bringing to the table unless you've been down these roads. You done bred it similar to this, or you done did this breeding before. You know what to expect. You've bred both of the dogs, you know. But on the other foot, you gotta know that you're gonna be subject. I don't think early on, I just don't think that the puppies, a lot of times they're not as hardy when they're bred really tight. Like, you ever did a couple breedings and you did this outcross, let's say you took the Floyd Boudreaux shit back to the whatever, something that was real tight, and the pups grew up, you really didn't have no problems with them. Then you get certain bloodlines, you breed them back together, some of them die, some of them, you never know. And this doesn't even have to be inbreeding. This could just be breeding them tight, breeding the dogs tight down that line. You're trying to keep that line, you're breeding them down the pipe. But I still think that that is trial and error. And sometimes you have to go down that road. There might be intuitions that you have that make you not go down those roads. Like, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do that. Or Buddy did that. And but at the end of the day, until you actually put that shit together, or you've been having that line for a long time, so some of the deficiencies that you get when you breed it tight like that, inbreeding like that. You know, nobody really can tell you too much of anything, And then I know they're like this fudge shit. Fudge is a thing. But I heard them say that shit. I was watching TV. They was fudging shit. So this fudging, it goes on. So you might think that your dog is tight. That motherfucker might not be tight. He might not be as tight as his pedigree says. But you gotta look at it for what it is. You gotta look at it because you never know. Those dogs could be one of those lines that can be compressed real tight like that, right? And they get better and better. You keep those traits of that dog that you're, because I'm not gonna just breed lines together like that and just make a line tight, but I'll breed off of a certain dog. So, like, let's say there's a certain dog He could be scatterbred as a motherfucker, and I might triple breed him 3 times in because of the traits and everything that I'm getting from him, from his daughters, from his nephews, from you know what I'm saying, all the way around. I like in a whole, what I'm getting. So I'm gonna pile up on that particular dog rather than just try to pile up on a particular bloodline because that bloodline comes with a whole lot of baggage, you know. But it's trial and error. We don't want to say this. Everybody says this. They do it in any other industry. There's no need for us to be shy about it. You're going to do some breedings. Those dogs, they're going to have ailments when you're doing inbreeding. They're going to rickets. Rickets is a thing that a lot of these dogs get when they bred really tight. So those are some of the factors that I would look at and probably go away from. Environmental is diet. A lot of that contributes to rickets too. So I don't want to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put something in the mag about rickets. I think I got the picture I'm gonna use too. I got the picture I'm gonna use. It's gonna be hilarious. You dig? So look, don't let nobody talk you out of not breeding your shit tight, dog. That's the moral of the story. Because his ass probably don't fucking know no goddamn way. That's not his blood. That's not. A lot of times, if it's their blood, they don't want you to breed it tight because they don't want you to have that shit tighter than them. You got to watch that. There's a lot of that going on. I'm just letting you know how motherfuckers are. The top motherfuckers be the most bitchest ways. Let that sink in when it comes to these dogs. Just telling you, bro. Just telling you, man. Lot boy, what up? What's up with my guys? What's up with my guys, man? We've been in here 30 minutes. We've been in here 30. Roll up some of this good. Roll up some of this good, man. Man, it's a good time to be alive, man. Thank God. You feel me? It's a good time to be alive. Oh, man. Hey, look. Hate to see you have it better than them. A lot of times, look, they ain't focused on that. A lot of times, it be something that you want to do that they really wasn't focused on. It's like, man, hey, man, let me do that breeding. Then it's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want, for what? For what? For what? You know? So, a lot of dudes, man, look, you got to watch it, man. Make sure you're doing your shit, running your program. That's all that matters. Run your shit. Acquire what you want. That's success. Acquiring what you want in life without violating the rights of others. That's success. You know, none of this content's used for illegal purposes. Where my guy win at? Oh, there you go. There you go. Cosmon, what up? Everybody in the building, man. Salute everybody. Bank statement, what up? Getting it going, man. Getting this motion. Getting this motion. My bad yesterday, man. I put this shit up and then I get so into just working, man. My multitask is down right now. I can't seem to stream. Cause we be getting off topic. We'll get on the stream and then we'll get off topic and shit. We talking about boxing and So I definitely want to keep it dogs. Keep it dogs. So when people check in, they know when we're doing some alternative shit. I'll probably do that on the other joint or something, but I want to keep it dogs, you know. So I ain't been able to just sit back and just work while the stream is going. Man biters. Man biters. I was talking about this. Somebody hit me up. I think I talked about it on the last stream. Got into depth about, how the certain lines is producing those man biters. And, I think it's important that you're upfront. If those are some of the traits that your dogs got, I think it's important that you're upfront about it. I'm not gonna tell you to get rid of it. I kept a fucking dog that'll bite the fuck out you. I kept a bitch, and it was just because fuck, man, it was the pedigree. It was her. What she did outside of biting motherfuckers, but man, I kept her in top security though. I kept her in top security. She never threw anything that bit. She never threw anything that bit anybody. Never. And I think we had well, she murked her last litter, but we had two litters off her. Two good, healthy litters. Um, None of the dogs, it's never been everybody always loved them. Um, I think it's important that you let people know that the background and the history of the dog, if that's what you decide to keep. You know, as far as correcting it, culling them dogs. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Some people, they're just not gonna have the capacity to just cull out everything. You know, and or capacity to even keep that shit around. You got kids, got shit going on. You really don't need that. You really don't need that around, right? And I kept this bitch, because at the time what I was building, I guess it was a selfish time. It was a selfish time. It was gonna get built, at all costs. Like this bitch, I knew what she was gonna bring to the table. So, we gonna overlook all of that. But looking now, and it's hard because you raise one up from a puppy and then it just turns into this different type of creature. But shit, right now in this day and age, and what the fuck is going on with these dogs right now and shit, I probably would have called that bitch out, straight up, because it would have been far too much things to think about. You know, I think it'd be too much to think about and try to run a yard operating and navigating with the police and all these snitches on YouTube and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's too much of a headache having to deal with one like that that'll just get on a motherfucker, you know. Some of these lines are notorious for man biters though. I think that is more because it's gonna be a lot of them. Like this one, there was well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I heard the brother to mine was a motherfucking man biter too. Like if you're not his owner and you trying to walk up to him or some shit like that, it bite your ass. Or if you don't live in that house, some dogs are like that. We gotta understand that. Some dogs are like that, you know. But I think it's more of a serious problem when you get, if that bloodline is consistently throwing man biters. I would say that that's a bad trait because I could look at all of the dogs that come off of that, different dogs that's different, other than her, and you don't see that same pattern. It's just her and then allegedly her brother that would do that type of shit. Um, I heard of some macho buck dogs that'll try to bite a motherfucker too, though. Like I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch that won't. There's a whole bunch of them dogs that, but I did hear and I witnessed, some of them dogs bred up like that, they'll eat your ass up, if you're not on your swivel, you know. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other lines that's doing that too that I'm just not familiar with, you know. Yes, sir. Hey man, listen, pay attention them goddamn man biters. It'll be hell. It's a hell of a liability. You got to understand that every day when I had my bitch, it was like I was keeping a lion. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I kept her in a cage that she could not get out of because she mowed through like those regular tractor supply joints. She mowed through that. I don't even. She was so crazy. I couldn't even flirt pole anybody around her at all. Like she made it a ban for a flirt pole to be on my yard because once she see you fucking with somebody else, she goes into pure destruction mode. And one time I saw her just mowing out of a fucking kennel. Like once I saw that, I said, "Oh, I'm getting her out of there immediately. You're not about to rip up a $400 cage. That's what's not gonna happen. That dog was. I had to put her on a chain, and then when I moved, I had her in this big ass cage. It was a serious gauge wire. I don't think she didn't want to break out of that, but I still, kept it cool where she was at. You know, it's a fucking liability, dog. Telling you, you're not gonna be able to relax knowing that you got this crazy motherfucker. If it get loose, her name, she was body on body, cause she was bodying shit, bro. Telling you, she was. She would get loose. She murked the because when I first got her, she was staying at a friend's house. The transporter, they wanted to damn near meet me in Oregon, Port Angeles. I had to meet them in like Port Angeles, Washington. And so I had to drive way out, and a good friend of mine drove me and my brother drove us up there. She wanted to keep the bitch. She was actually gonna keep because I sent Paige to breed, and I was getting Paige back, and I was getting a puppy at the same time because the transporter was just ridiculous at that time. And so this bitch, we get her, she was looking good. Good bred bitch. Excellent bred bitch. And so I'm like, shit, you could take Paige. I told her she could take Paige because she was real good with dogs and shit, had the means and shit, you know. And she could just take Paige. I knew Paige was a good dog. She dropped these pups. But she was looking at the puppy. She fell in love with the puppy, of course, you know. So I ain't tripping. Fuck it. I'll do Paige's pups. You take her. She took that bitch, and they had four other dogs in the house, or three other dogs. So with her it's four. One big ass old dog, nice medium sized dog. They had this little ass, the husband's dog. It was a little dog. I forgot what it was. You know, but when this bitch, she was kind of weird, quirky, just kind of skittish and shit. She was real. Like I could tell that she was bred like a motherfucker, but I could tell she didn't get the proper upbringing. She was real shy, doing all this shit. And then she was 5 months, and I got a phone call. And old girl, she's going ham, just like, oh, you gotta come get this dog. She killed my husband's dog and shit. You know what I'm saying? She just murked the dog. She just a little 5-month-old puppy, and just she said I came in and she was just in her throat and just blood all on, just dragging the dog all through the house and slipping, and she came in, it was like a horror scene. She was like, get this dog, her husband's gonna come home from work and shit. And she said her husband was gonna kill that motherfucker. So I was like, shit, no, don't kill the motherfucker. Like, she, cause me, I'm thinking she just doing what's in her instinct. That's just, we ain't fighting no dog, but that's her instinct. Is she gonna jump on a dog? That's why you keep separate. You keep them separated. So she did that, and then I got her back, and my cousin got her. She murked one of my cousin's dogs and came back, murked something else over here, murked her whole litter. I sent her to my boy's yard. I was like, man, I can't keep this bitch no more. She, I just can't do it. It got to that point. And he was like, all right, I'll send for her and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll breed her. And I said, all right, you can have her. I said, breed her to her half brother, and you can have her. I told my partner that. And she bodied up a couple more dogs over there. We never got to breed her. In the last body, she she died. You know, she fucking fucked up, tore out of some shit, and just fucking died, and crazy shit. You know, but it was hell on earth keeping that bitch, keeping her around. Just it's like I was rescuing her. I didn't want her to. I didn't want nobody to put her down. I didn't want in the mind frame I was in, and whatever came with it, if it was consequences or whatever. Me get because she'll fuck with me, but if you make a subtle move, if that bitch was unstable, dog, she was very unstable. I'm not gonna put nothing past that part. But, I've seen dudes keep dogs like that for other values and shit, you know. She'd probably be a great hunter. I never hunted with the bitch. She was hunting dogs on the yard. She'll hunt your ass. If she get loose, she got one in mind that she's gonna go hunt. She's gonna get you. So man biters, it comes with it. You got to be honest with it, but just know that it comes with a price, a steep, steep price. If that dog gets loose and fucks something up, you gotta know that. We gotta know that, fellas. Durability and gameness. Mike Dan, Lamont Grant, the musician. What up, y'all? Bloodthirst. Paul Harris. What is going on, my brothers? Let me see. And they got this shit fixed to where the link shows up or not. Durability and gameness. Okay, is speaking for historical context. Historical context. Durability and gameness. How do they correlate with each other? It's just my philosophy. It's other people's too. Wes Walker, what up, y'all? What's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, the link working. Scumbags, low.
What up, Buck?
Oh, so they got the link now.
What's the word, fellas? Family.
Is the link? It works when you hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, it wouldn't work when I was in vertical.
Nah, it's working.
Big Cos, what up?
Man, what's the word, Jelly Bird? See you up bullfrogging early, man. Just stopping through. Hey, I had a question though, right? When you no, I'll ask you once you're done with this though.
Nah, go
This
ahead. Go ahead. I ain't
topic.
even started on this yet.
I was gonna ask you about them COVID-19 Zipporah dogs. What's up with them and how they turn out, bro? Cause I'm thinking about something.
Hold up. Let me see.
It wasn't
You know
nothing
what?
because
So
it looked like, these is triple bred Mike Measy. You dig what I'm talking about? This triple bred Mike Measy. So if I'm gonna go that way, I mean, I might as well go all the way.
I don't know. I think there's one of those still around.
Mm,
I think I heard my partner. He down in Mississippi.
mm.
He
How did they
I
turn
think
out?
there's
Was
still
they like
one
I think
around.
they was?
But no, that was a good litter, man. That COVID-19 breeding. I did that. I did
Yeah.
that breeding. I was a certified good breeding. And when they took that Zipporah, because she comes off of that, when me and OG Loco connected, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a historical moment. And so we put
Mm.
that together, man. Some about that when that Michael Myers gets up in there with that old family.
It worked.
Yes.
It worked. It worked very
It's
well.
working really good. And then people been
Mm-hmm.
having more success. I mean, just numbers are numbers when they go heavier on the Michael Myers.
And use it
So,
and it kind of like just leave the red boy frame, but with all the
well,
Michael
it's because the
Myers and
Michael
all that.
Myers dog, they're gonna do it. They're gonna stand alone. It's that's a one stop shop right there. You know, it's gonna
Man, you
stand
can't be mad.
alone.
Have a little Mike in you, man. I mean, you can't be mad on that. You know what I mean? I was just trying to see because they what they'll be about what about 5 now, 6 now?
Uh, nah, maybe not that old.
Okay, because that's about us. You know what I mean? That'll be a good way to. That's a good look for me. I'm just saying.
Oh no, you got that old family in there just to infuse it. And then
Bring
it's
it
the
right back.
same shit because if I'm not mistaken, Zipporah and Daphne are half sisters.
Yeah,
So
I know what I'm doing, bro. I swear
you
I
be
do.
you be putting it right in that rim.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Mm-hmm.
see.
That's why I was asking because that was some of the tightest mic shit. Unless you know something else that I don't, well, I'm sure you know a bunch of shit I don't know. But you dig what I'm saying? I was looking at what if I was gonna cut back, what would I cut to? You dig what I'm talking about? And I'm gonna take them two ways because I'm gonna make my own dog. You did what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go back to the old family. I'm gonna send him on back to OG Loco. But I want to, I got to go and come on fuck with you. You dig what I'm talking about?
Well, that red boy is gonna go good too. You know, the
Yeah.
red boy by you having that red boy in there, and then you really can settle whichever way you want to go, in my
And see,
opinion.
and that's what I want to do. I want to cut heavy on. I want to cut heavy on the red boy with the out of the old family, and then I want to cut heavy on the old family with the out of the red boy.
Lot
Then
boy,
I
lot boy.
and then I'm gonna blend them, and then them gonna be Cosmine dogs.
Lot
Salute,
boy,
brother.
what up?
Salute, salute. What's going on, y'all? Lot
RBG, what
boy.
up?
Trying to put
Going
this
on?
sauce together. Lot boy, what it do?
Shit, man. I'm about to, oh, no damn tree huggers in here. I said, I finna whoop turbo ass. The motherfucker had tree sap everywhere. I had to go out there with that peanut butter and get then wash his ass to get that shit off him. But he doing good, man. I got him on the chain. He doing good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Bank
But yes,
said, man,
sir.
cracking is cracking, man.
Hey,
Cracking is
cracking is
cracking.
cracking, man.
Hey,
Hey,
get
matter of
that
fact, hey,
raffle ticket
everybody,
too, man.
hey,
Get that
man,
raffle
get the
ticket.
raffle ticket, but go check out the website, man. Kraken got some good stuff cooking up on the website.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Me
saying?
and
Y'all go check
Borderland,
it
we
out. You
about to
want
do
some
that
good house.
raffle off, man. So I think y'all need to get up in there and get
I
the
got
last
it.
of the tickets.
All right. Yes,
We can
sir.
get it
Couple
going.
more tickets left, man. She looking good too.
Man, she
Borderland got her
big. She
looking
on a
real
chain
good.
and everything. Let's get that
She on the
going.
chain and all.
Can't drag it on no more. We
Mhm.
can't drag it on
Yes,
no more,
sir.
man. Anyway, durability and gameness, man. You know, I keep telling people, historically speaking, looking at dogs, phenotypes, different things, talking to good dog men, research. Like I said, back in the day, we used to call dog men and talk for hours. Especially when they had the free after 6 o'clock. Yeah, that part. So
Well, that's back
man,
in
we
the
was
day. You
talking
just
to him.
you
I
just
talked to
told
them
your
all.
age, Buck City.
Yeah, now we talk for hours.
This
Hours.
nigga
So
just
so
told
I
his
know I
age.
know a little bit, right? Durability, I think it's a direct correlation with gameness because at the end of the day, we correlate gameness with the ability to just basically keep going. Of course, during adversity, historically speaking, like of course we could talk about this. This is some old shit that we're talking about, right?
Mhm.
50 years and older, right? Usually when a dog, let's say he goes an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna say he's game, right? Just right off the muscle, even if you're not in the game or if you're not If you're just a spectator
wasn't
and you
there.
heard that,
Mhm.
yeah, you just you know, that's what we correlate gameness with. So
Mhm.
a lot of dogs, they really can't go that distance because they don't have the durability to go that distance. So were they really game or were they durable? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line. You know, if I got this durable motherfucker, yeah, in the eyes of everybody, he go 2 hours with a good ass dog that usually wreck every fucking thing, but he wasn't able to wreck him because he was durable, right? And yeah, he did show some gameness. Of course, you know, you're gonna show some gameness like with your attitude, your demeanor, you know, all of this, all of these things, but is it the durability of the dog that plays a huge factor in that? Because if you're paper thin, then you're not gonna be game, right?
Well, you could. I see. I think you can be
It's
game, right, and still be
it's
paper thin,
exceptions.
but
But
don't
just like
have
we say, yeah,
ability to game.
it's
Go ahead.
exceptions to the rule. But what Buck's saying is 80% of the time that's 90% of the time that's gonna be the case. Cause a
I would
motherfucker back in
agree.
the day, allegedly speaking, a motherfucker can get in the box and you going against a machine and he break your ass down and you still scratching and crawling across to get to him, even though your back end broken, your legs broken, you hopping over there like that. That's
But
still
that could
considered
only
a
be,
game
but what if
dog.
that's 15? But what if that's 15 minutes though? What if
That,
that's
that that's a
15
game
minutes?
dog.
Huh?
That's a game dog. That's a game dog. He just ain't doable. He still want him, but he can't get him because he ain't built enough. He ain't good enough. But he's still
It's
going over there to
15
get him.
minutes. Okay,
In
so so
six
if so
minutes,
if a
he get there,
dog,
he break both your legs, he break you down, chew you down, and break both your legs. Allegedly speaking, back in the day, in the first 10 minutes, and your dog over there still trying to do a courtesy scratch, and still trying to get at him. Would you consider that a game dog?
He's not
He ain't
well,
got
talented,
mother,
but
nothing left.
I think
He
I
flopping
think
over
that
there.
could
He,
be. I think shit in that short of time. I mean, yeah. So yes, to answer the question, yes. But
yeah.
so let's put some nuances on it. In that short period of time, shit, his ass ain't even know what's going on at that point. Like you done ripped to him. He ain't got no choice but to scratch. He don't even know what just happened to him. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
It's not.
sometimes motherfucker looking over there like shit. I ain't going back over there.
So I break his
I
ass
mean,
down. So let's say this motherfucker, he could still be a 45-minute curve. Let's say you get broke down in 20 minutes and your ass stop. Oh no, you get broke down in 20 minutes, you can't go no more, but you want to. But then that same dog could be in there for 40 minutes with somebody and they just ear sucking each other and he stop. That same motherfucker that you said was game.
The same motherfucker that had his legs broken down and still went over there, he gonna
Same
ear suck
motherfucker,
for
same
45
motherfucker
minutes
will
and
get
not
his
go
ass
across
in
there.
there for
I don't know.
45 minutes and
I don't
stop.
know. He ain't gonna be my damn
So
dog.
we
Not
can't
not not
say
after
we
he
can't
done.
say that he's game.
Not after he been damn
If you
broke down
can't
like
get
that.
past 20 minutes, you can't get past 30 minutes, bro. We can't just say he's game, bro. We ain't moon in the building. That's
But
Hey,
my
but but
that's
BC,
but
my
you just
argument.
Buck
said
City,
That's my
Buck City.
argument.
Now, to lean towards back to the question of durability, this is why I think the red boy dog is so preferred because they were coming out already durable with the thick bones and the heavy structure. You dig what I'm talking about? And I think this is why in the game right now the red boy dogs is so dominant because they are durable and they generally come game. You dig what I'm
so.
saying?
So what I'm saying is, so I'm saying a durable dog can't get broke down in the first 20 minutes because he durable.
No,
If you
Well,
going up against a real true buzzsaw,
that
and
depends.
that buzzsaw hit the right spots and get his and allegedly speaking hit his right spots and get him at
Yeah,
the time that he want him. No matter if you doable or not, you gonna find out if you game or not.
right.
If you
And
still
see,
want some more.
that's the thing. And that's the thing. But to get through that, you got to get through that 20 minutes first. And
There's
if
no, there's
he
more
if he's
nuances
still
to
trying to
game
come in,
besides just getting broke down, wanting to continue, bro. Like you
right?
got
Yep,
to
you're
be
Because
Oh
right.
yeah,
You're right.
frustrated and
definitely,
want to
definitely,
continue.
definitely,
You got to be
definitely,
you
exhausted
definitely.
can
to
Going
want
have
to
through the
continue.
hours.
There's a lot of
because you
other
can have
shit
a
though.
game dog. You can have a
Yeah,
game
of
dog
course.
who's going against an ace, right? Who just gets slaughtered in 30 minutes. You dig what I'm talking about? But you put him back out there again and you make champion with him. You dig what I'm talking about? Make a one-time winner, three-time winner, one-time loser with him. And he going deep game. He going over an hour with everybody else. Was it just that he was
So
outclassed?
so
Or
so so
was
so
it that
so
he
if, so if you ear sucking for 2 hours,
oh no, I ain't
or
no
or or
here's
or 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 if you in to swap it out for 45 minutes and a down hard, both of us going back and forth. Like what is considered? You know what I'm saying? Is
Hold
them
on, hold
two
on.
dogs
Yep,
gamer?
yep, exactly. Pass the blunt real quick. Now check this out though. Y'all forget that each match is psychologically different for every dog. There's
facts.
never a time where a dog gonna get up in there and he gonna meet somebody and he gonna meet the same dog the next week. That ain't gonna happen like that. So you got to
Right.
make sure your dog is psychologically ready to change up. That's why we talk about styles. That's why we talk about them back ends. That's why we talk about that muzzle buster. You know what I'm saying? So every match is different for a dog that's got to come into there and get in that square and prove himself. So sometimes he ain't ready. That durability and that game just ain't gonna help his ass. You know what I'm saying? So every time is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But the question is, do y'all feel that it go hand in hand? Do durability and gameness go hand in hand, or can you be game without being doable,
I
or
think you
can
can
you
be
be
game without
doable
being
with it
That will be tested.
without being
Both of that
game?
will be, yeah, but both of that will be tested during that time and place. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna know
Yeah, yeah, I
until
know.
it go down.
But I'm
because I've
asking
seen a
you,
lot of
like
dogs
allegedly
who
speaking,
we never knew
back
if
in
they
the
was
day,
game or not. You dig what I'm talking about? They were just really good. You dig what I'm talking
Okay,
about?
well, okay. Let me go. Let me go this route. Say it's time for schooling. The sucker's about
Big Sauce
a
they
year.
send the league.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Send them
yeah.
up
Get him,
Big Sauce they
get
send the
him
league.
up. So let's talk. Let's
But
just
go ahead,
say
man.
if if you're schooling a dog and let's say it's 14 degrees out, me and Viking on the lower yard, and it's 14 degrees out, and this sucker don't even want to come outside. That don't mean he ain't durable or game. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So until you make a dog or you put him in that situation, you only gonna find out for them 15, 20 seconds. So we got to make sure that we know that the instinct of an animal is that moment. You know, like Gameness ain't gonna come out until he find that other sucker that's gonna take him there. And
Right.
then after he
But
take him
but
there,
this
we can't take away that the dog is not durable. We can't take away that the dog wasn't game. We got to put in
this what
the
I'm saying.
aspect of that sucker met his match.
Yeah, you got to put
They
it in the proper
all
context.
They
they,
match
they,
dogs.
they
That's why we
all
call it
they
that.
all have a limit. They all have a limit. You know what I'm
That's
saying? They
right.
all have a limit. So I'm saying, okay, we got this dog. He done went 4 times out. Everything done been over an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? He done came through in his last match. Okay, he get stopped in 45 minutes. Was he not game? Because
Well, he reached
but
his
his time just
mileage.
ran out. His time
Yeah, that's
ran out.
right. His
That's what
time
I'm
ran out.
saying. That's what
That
You gonna
his
mileage.
do him.
time ran out.
I
But
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
anybody that
see,
do a
But this is the
dog,
same
in my
dog
opinion.
that. Mhm.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You got
No,
to
I'm just
decide
saying.
when
Okay, he done
you got
went
to
four
decide when
times,
you say,
and then yeah, you know what I'm saying. Well, enough is enough. Everything got a limit. Okay, but this still was a good dog. But then
right.
the motherfucker said, "Well, shit, he still stood up on all four in his last match." Okay, I don't give a damn. I still want him. You know what I'm saying? He done went through
credit
the
is
test of
yeah,
time. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But that's when you see certain kennels that went Hollywood and then stayed under the pavement because Good is never enough. Great is something. We only got two titles. To me, this is, and I'm always talking about just me and how I grew up in this game. There's only two titles, champion and grand champion. You can have a couple winners and all that good stuff. That was good back in the day, but in
But
1987,
it's a
we
It's
wanted
a different
grand champions.
hey,
That suck.
hey,
If you got to five, I need six. You got to six, I need seven. It
but
almost
allegedly,
you got to look at the dog man too, because if the dog man is a hunter, it ain't never gonna be enough wins. He ain't never gonna be
but they
durable enough. He
say,
ain't never gonna be
but
game
they
enough.
say,
right.
but they say allegedly after four, a motherfucker know what to bring to beat you. So most motherfuckers back in the
Bring
day
it.
didn't go
That's
for the
what we
fifth.
want to hear too. Exactly. You said exactly right. That's right. Bring it. So I can see if my dog can
You know
stand
what
the test of
I'm saying?
time. That's what it's about. That's the game. That's the gameness of the dog too.
Because
That's the gameness of the
because
dog.
every dog got its limits, but we do got some that are 1-8, that are 1-9,
Mm-hmm.
1-14. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Allegedly in history, and allegedly in other shit that haven't been recorded. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers got their time, but some of them last longer than others.
Yo.
You
Yo,
pointed
And
out
it's
a
on
good
you being
point
a
though,
dog man
that somebody
and
done
knowing when
watched
to
your
sit them
system.
down.
Yeah, somebody done watched your system and they went and bred out. They went probably back in and they said, "Let me do my homework on this dog." And that's what happens. That's fair in the game also. That's fair in the game also, because you don't want to just bring something that the dog gonna run through. You don't want to
This
just, you know what I'm saying? If you
this
do get that L, you want to take him to his last one. That's his last. When he got his L with me, that was his last. That was his last match. You know what I'm
The
saying? Something
whole
like
thing
that.
about it, the
and,
whole thing about it, we want to see. I want to see
yeah,
what's going. You know what I'm saying? I want to see
yeah,
if I think I bought a good one. You know what I'm saying? The other person bought a good one. We all come in, whatever, allegedly, and we do our thing. And this motherfucker run through my shit in 45 damn minutes. It ain't that I thought I didn't have nothing. It's just that bitch he ran up against some that he couldn't stand up to.
that's right.
And allegedly in the day that happens. That happens back in the day.
Is
And
borderline? Is
you
borderland
know.
up? Is
My
borderland?
OGs
Borderland, you
always
up here?
hey,
nah.
my OGs always told me somebody out there got a paddle for your ass. So you did what I'm saying. You
Oh
watch
yeah, and vice versa.
long
And
enough,
vice versa.
and
That's
it's
right.
some real good. You around real bulldoggers long enough, you gonna take L's even with great dogs,
All right,
cause
let's talk
they gonna
let's
bring
talk
because they
some
got a
logic.
paddle for
Let's
your
talk a
ass.
little logic, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got this non-durable dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got this durable motherfucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thresholds are the same, just hypothetically. But it take a little more to get to that one's threshold because of his durability. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Definitely.
Does that make
Yep, that makes
sense?
sense, bro.
That
They
makes
That
both
total
makes
sense.
they
sense.
both curs. All
Right.
right. Let's just say it like that. They both fucking curs.
Right.
But the other one's gonna cur out faster because he's not durable.
He's not built to take it. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Mentally, he's not.
No, it
Mentally
could
and
Yeah,
be
physically.
durability
physically.
is
The
mental
motherfucker got
and it's
he
strength.
He could
he
be
got thick
mentally
skin.
mentally
Strength
ready
too.
to take it,
That
but
sucker coming
physically,
across the he coming
yeah,
across the line with two broke down flats. If he's still coming with two flats, that sucker his mind is more durable than anything I see.
his body, right? So
Okay,
this is
Yeah.
what
so
we're saying.
because
Yeah.
I think I said this one before you got up
He
here
could
though.
be
Okay.
mentally game, but physically not durable
So
enough
what a so
to
okay, because he said if a
A
motherfucker
too
get broke
stupid
down,
not to know the difference.
but
too
Go
stupid
ahead,
not to
bro.
know the difference. There you go. There you go.
so the dog that gets busted down in 20 minutes and he's still scratching,
Mm.
that's game, right?
Do he
Mm-hmm.
keep scratching?
That to me, that's not game, bruh.
I
That's
mean,
No,
I,
game,
that's
bro.
not game. You
To
That's
got to go
game.
back.
me,
You got to
that's
go
not
back
That's
and
game.
game.
third
reconstruct. You got
play.
to go look at that
That's
Nah, that's
confirmation. You got
game.
to.
that's not
That's game.
game. Now, if
I'm
you
If
just
say
motherfucker
saying.
that,
going up
now
against
I
the
see it.
buzzsaw, if motherfucker going up against the buzzsaw, and motherfucker break my dog legs, break his ass down, and we all know that he can't go no more. but he's still hollering in the corner. He's still flopping over there, trying to take
No,
a hold. That's a
He
game
can
dog to
still
me.
be a 30
That's a
minute
game
cur, my
dog.
brother. He can
That's a
still be
game
a
dog.
Let
And the
me
30-minute
motherfucker that
put
went in
cur.
that.
there,
Yep,
hey,
you're
I
right.
want
Let
that
me put that.
dog.
Let me
I
put
want
that
that.
dog. Let me see.
He
Let me
can
get his
still
offspring.
be he can
We
still
gonna
Okay,
build.
be a
but
30 minute,
let's just say
45 minute cur.
he went against a monster. He went against a monster. This dog and
It
killed
don't
everything
matter.
he been against. You know what I'm saying? He's still going across. I want that dog more than dog that been in there 2 hours that stood over there on all four.
That's
Because
right. I
he
want his
lasted long.
offsprings. Yeah, we can build a
But
body. We can build a body. You can't build that soul.
I want the motherfucker that went down in 10, 15 minutes more than the motherfucker that stood up on all four 2 hours and 30 minutes later.
Well, that's
That
not
still
even,
want it.
but that's see, we're talking about a cur versus a dog that hasn't curred out. Like I think that's a terrible comparison.
No,
I
but
think
you
it's
just said they
terrible.
both curves. No, you
Well,
just said they
you
both curves.
they said
well,
they
You
if you
both
said
get
they
broke
both got.
down, if we get broke down, he has not curved though. He
right.
hasn't
No, he
curved
ain't
out yet.
curved. He ain't a curve. No, he ain't curved. What
Right.
He
I'm
ain't
saying,
curved,
what I'm
but
saying
we
But you
is
all
said
saying
the
it's over.
motherfucker that
He can't
stood
go
on
no
all
more.
he
fours,
went against a
he
Uh,
curved
monster.
out.
He went against a
so is it?
monster,
So yeah.
and
So is the
and he
is the
got beat down.
threshold? That's right. Is the threshold he went against a monster though? Like when he do
Is
that against something that
is
just
he
if his body breaking down on
is
a
he a
regular
curve?
roll,
Is he a curve because he done in 2 hours and stood on all four?
Yeah, he's a cur.
Do that make him a curve?
I
He's a
wouldn't
Yeah,
say
curve. He's a
he's a
curve.
2 hour cur.
2 hour curve.
Even though
He's a 2 hour
he
cur,
took it
bruh.
for two
okay,
hours.
let's
He
okay,
took it.
wait,
He's a
y'all. Let's take her
2 hour
out of
curve.
it. Let's take her out of it though. Let's just say this is its limit. Let's change the
He's a
wording.
curve.
When we get to the
Exactly.
limit and
That's
we
what I'm
find
getting
the
at. That's
dog's
what I'm getting
limit,
at.
yeah, like you said, the limit.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. The dog took it for 2 hours, but he stood on all four. Okay, we say he'll occur. But he took this punishment for 2 hours. The other dog, he can't take the punishment because his body ain't built right. He get broke down in the first 30, 40 minutes, even though he's still scratching for more.
Right.
Which dog is the best dog? Even though
I'm
the
gonna
other
take the
dog,
2 hour dog.
he
I'm
took
gonna
the
take the
same
2 hour
punishment.
dog. I'm gonna take the two
Okay,
hour dog
okay,
because it's kind of convenient
yeah.
how you just all of a sudden the 2 hour dog that the one that he was on was a piece of shit. We
Oh
didn't
no,
hear
that's
no
what I'm saying though. The
attributes
two
about
hour
him.
dog on a good dog. No, I'm
Well,
saying the
I'm
two
taking
hour
the
dog,
two
he
hour
on a good
dog.
ass dog too.
I'm gonna take the
Wait a
two
minute.
hour
Is
He,
the
dog
40
because
minute dog? Hold
90% of
on.
the
Is the
dogs
40
are not
minute
going
dog?
two
Is the
hours.
15-minute dog and the 2 hour dog going against the same dog? Because
Buck City
yeah,
if
that's
going
what
for
I'm
deep
saying.
game.
The
dog
two
get
Buck
hour,
City
beat
going
up
for deep
the two
game.
hour
I
dog,
gotta I gotta go for deep
the
game.
two hour
Yeah.
dog, the 2 hour dog going against the same type of bloodshot dog, but he lasted way longer because he was more doable. But the
right,
same dog that wasn't doable went against the same dog. He got his ass broke down in the first 30 minutes, but he's still scratching for more. But the
I'm
other
okay.
dog in 2 hours,
I
he
think
stood
you
on
want
all four.
motherfucker that want to
Well,
keep scratching.
I'm not
I can
picking no
work off the
curve for
body.
nothing.
You can't
So
But
work
but but
this
off.
is
but
a
but but but
question.
but, but, but this
You
what we
can be
saying.
deep
This what
you
we
can be
saying.
deep
But
game and that sucker
but
start
this
looking around in the
hey
box.
but this what we saying. Is he still considered a curve if he took his ass beating for 2 hours, or did he just run into
Yeah,
his
he's
limit
considered a
and
curve.
it
If
couldn't
he
take no
stops,
more?
he's a
He's
curve.
still a curve because
He's
he
a
ain't
curve,
scratching
bro.
across no more. He don't
But
want
he
no
ain't
more.
So
scratching
No,
so
no
across.
matter
so
no,
so
no
what's
matter
the
what
like I
time of the
said,
fight.
what's the
No matter what
criteria
time of the
of a
fight.
curve?
I
A
think
What's
a
the
motherfucker
curve
that quit.
is
criteria?
a dog that don't
A
want.
motherfucker that quit. No
Yeah,
matter what, he's still a curve.
yeah.
But
A curve is a dog that don't.
would you breed to that dog? I would still breed to that dog.
I'm not breeding the
A,
curves,
a,
bro. If
a
I'm
motherfucker
taking
went
back
If
control
3 hours.
my dog
A
if
motherfucker
he
went.
getting
of the
broke
curve,
down, I'm picking him up. Like, see, now we got to think about morality inside the game too. Like, are you just letting
Oh
this?
yeah, oh yeah.
Are you not in charge of your own handling, or you let the dog just do his thing? I think you got to be more in
Yeah, but
control of your handling.
we just saying allegedly speaking. Allegedly speaking,
Yeah. So like I
he's
said,
still considered a curve.
when is it? If he never quit, and you've always picked him up before he got seriously damaged, or you guys had a sit, both of y'all looking at each other like, okay, he done had enough. You know what I'm saying? So there does come a point where
Okay, okay.
the
In
curse
this
doesn't have
situation,
anything to do with it. That
okay,
durability,
but in this
if we can
situation
see
here,
that the other dog ain't leaking, that this sucker done got him for the last 50 minutes, and he ain't
Okay,
leaking. He ain't got a scar on
all
him.
right.
Well, that sucker, hey, that
Okay,
dog
put this
skin
on
like
it.
leather.
Put this on it. Okay, Buck. Hey, Buck, put this on it. The same dog that curled out in them 2.5 hours.
Why we
He
keep
done
using
won
him?
three. He. No, I'm just saying. He won three before that.
He's a cur.
Is it
Cur.
his limit?
He's a cur, dog.
He's a cur.
He's still a cook. Okay,
We
Yeah.
all
could
right.
make excuses. We could talk. We could
No,
say,
no, no,
okay.
no. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
We
You
could
know what I'm
say.
saying?
We
He's
could
still a
say,
cook. No
okay.
matter
The
if you
dog
won
got.
three or not.
But the dog that gets totally outclassed in 45 minutes, but still won it. But you had to pick him up to say, because you
See, now
seeing
it's
you got
getting
a great
closer to
dog with all this
45. At first, it
gameness.
was 20, but now it's
No, it's
45. You see
20
how it's
No,
minutes.
15,
changing?
Nah, nah,
15, 15
nah.
minutes,
Yeah,
15 minutes.
yeah, yeah. 20 minutes.
Let's
20
just
minutes. He
say,
got his
let's
ass
just
broke
say
down quick. He
he
went
done
against
ran
a
20,
over
twenty
Lamar.
20
minutes, get
people.
rid
45.
of that dog. Yeah, 20 minutes, get a bag, get the shovel, give him a nice burial, and then we'll move on. But we're talking about superior dogs. We're talking about good handling. We're talking about good dog men. So I don't think that we can't take that much away from the dog. That if it go 2 hours, we know we need that dog. That's deep. That's probably the deepest game you'll ever see. So you need dogs like that in your program if you're trying to build something. But you also need that dog that says, "I won't quit." No
Right.
matter how many minutes he went, no matter what,
See,
once his body
listen,
start getting broke
Me
down,
listen.
you have
personally,
to rebuild that
Hey,
in breeding.
me
hey. See,
personally,
that's
right,
different. See,
exactly.
that's
So if
different. See, that's the
it's
difference
easier for me
between
to build
durability and
structure
game.
on a dog, it's easier for me to build structure on a dog and breed in talent. You dig what I'm talking about? Than it is to find gameness, the ability to
Yes.
not stop. You dig what I'm talking about? So even though I okay, because let's just say using the brothers example, let's say I lose that first one against that buzzsaw. But then I go 2 hours, whoop one, 3 hours, whoop one, an hour and 45 and whoop another one, and go for a fourth and whoop another one in an hour 50. Am I game? I think I'm still game because even though I took that loss.
Oh yeah,
But the
yeah. That's a
but
different
the nigga who
scenario, but you
win
definitely
three,
game.
but the nigga
But
who
that's the
win
difference
three and then go
between.
hours and quit, he not game. He a cur.
But see, that's the whole question that Bull asked. Can you be durable and not game, and can you be game and not durable?
Yes, both ways.
And I
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think and I think yes, I think yes. And what you
Yeah.
think, Buck? No, you think they go hand in hand?
I mean, you hope
All
they
I
go
said,
hand in
Buck
all I
hand.
said
said,
no curse, period.
You hope they
Damn
go hand.
right.
I
Word
think
up.
durability in most cases has a lot to do with gameness. You
It's
know,
no curve. It's no curves. Period. But the dog got a limit,
I
and the
think
dog man got to
I
know
think a
that.
lot of dogs passed as being game when they were
Bravo.
just durable.
I think
Yes. Yes.
I
His
think
Now
skin
them
was, I
curs be
just said
sticking.
that. I
I
said
don't
his
like
skin
them
was
Yeah,
bad
leather.
bro.
curs, the dogs that have
Yeah.
the
Hey, you
curs.
said a
But if your dog
mouthful.
gets outclassed in 20 minutes, that doesn't make him game just because he
and
wants to
then
scrap.
I've seen some of the most durable dogs that I ever seen was cold. You dig
But
what I'm talking about? I mean,
but
sit there
but
and
but like but like is
can't
that
go whoop you
is
like
that
you
a
ain't never
certain kind
seen
of
before
game?
and don't make a
You know what I'm
noise.
saying?
Well, no, no.
No, I'm
We
just saying though.
we should be talking
That's
about
a
him. Oh, in match
but
dogs
but
though. In
see,
match dogs.
but I'm just saying that
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
no, but I'm
Allegedly
saying I
speaking
think
in
when you put
history,
it in pounds,
alleged history is speaking. Is that just
Everything we
crazy?
talking is history. Like, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
all
I'm saying. We just saying allegedly in history, we speaking. Like, is that just crazy to know that this motherfucker over here killing me, but I still want to go over there?
no,
Like,
That's
you know what I'm saying?
beautiful.
Like at
That's
some point,
beautiful.
that's
That
what you
was the
want. You
beautifulness
know
of
what
the
I'm saying?
game.
yeah, that's
That's what you're looking for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you're
That's
not.
the type of shit
Listen,
that any dog man a dream
I'm
of.
not looking for somebody that's getting their ass kicked in 20 minutes, bro. I'm not.
No, no,
That,
no, not necessarily 20 minutes. We just saying in general.
well,
I'm
no,
just
that's
saying
what
in
we
general of
said.
an animal.
That's what
To
the
knowing,
nuances was. That's when now we can move the goalpost if you want, but that's what
yeah,
it was.
okay.
That's what
I'm
the
just saying,
no,
okay.
original
but look,
But
look, look.
in
standard
a
was.
situation, we don't know what we in. We don't know what we in. But if motherfucker get in that situation, of course we going in there. A motherfucker allegedly speaking of history, they going in there to win the damn match. A motherfucker ain't going to get their ass kicked. But in
So
that
so two
situation, when
hours.
they
So
go
so
down,
so then go with the 2 hour aspect, and all of a sudden he got two flats,
Mm.
but he's still going. That's my nigga.
That's my nigga.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
damn right.
And then
That's definitely what you want there.
what about
That's what you
dogs?
want.
Hey,
That's
what about
durable
this,
A game.
Wing? What about this, Wing? What about this, Big Saw? What about this? What about dogs like Snooty, who could breed them, who could really throw them? You dig what I'm talking about? But took 2 L's.
I'm not
Supposedly
fucking with
stopped.
that.
Now, is
I
it
didn't fuck with that
supposedly
shit back in
stopped
the
or was
day. I'm not
picked up
fucking with
in
that
one?
shit.
What if he's just getting outclassed, but he can breed these motherfuckers? And you know he game. He ain't never stopped. He just got outclassed.
Listen, a good dog is a good dog. A bad dog man could be a bad dog man. Like if some dog man, they say brought the motherfucker out in 12 months and they wasn't ready and took that first L, then went on and kicked some ass. But if you kicking ass already and then you take your L's, I'm like, Buck, I don't want that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes a dog man can be too early in history speaking, take their dog out there and know they weren't ready, and then bring that same motherfucker back a little while later, and that motherfucker go on to be a champion.
I'm gonna go on
Okay,
and
Yep,
that's
say
fine.
this.
yep.
I'm gonna go on and say
And the
this.
But
discipline
How
and
you
the
say this?
discipline of the aftercare too. We gotta
90%
Yeah,
look.
all
but we
dogs
switching
that
it. We
fail.
moving the goalpost though. We were just
oh,
talking
But
about
we
oh, oh
Gameness.
no,
got
we
we
talking
got,
about
but you
something
know,
else.
yeah. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just talking
Oh
about
yeah, yeah.
painting the
We moved
goalpost
on.
though. There's a lot that go up
Oh
in there. You
yeah,
know what I
we're
mean?
talking about something else. Yeah, but the other shit, like that's
Like a
durable in
20
game.
minute,
That's
you
what
get
you
your
want.
ass handed to you for 20 minutes, and you got to pick you up and use courtesy scratch. That to me, that doesn't show anything. That just
It
shows that
just
a
show you.
dog is.
It just show you got your ass whooped.
Well, no, he
But
was willing to
what
scratch
about
for
number
20
two?
minutes.
What about number two? He get called out for a two timer and he go whoop that two timer and shut his whole career down. Then
Well,
what? I don't
that's
know.
him though. That's him. So we
But
can't.
we got to keep going with him though. We can't
But
give
see,
up on him.
my thing
Well, no,
is, do we look at her?
everybody's program is whatever. Like 50 years ago, I'm pretty sure there was dog men that did keep him and say, hey, man, I probably brought him in too small. I probably brought him in, I probably did something wrong. They probably second guess what they're doing. But at that
Oh yeah, every
juncture,
situation is
there's
Well,
different.
shit.
nothing that shows gameness in that situation, bro. That's my whole
Yeah.
argument.
But
Like
what I'm saying
I
is,
don't want to switch the
90% of
argument.
dogs, 90% of dogs were
So so
good
so what it
back then.
show? It
It
just
wasn't
showed this
that the
motherfucker
dog
crazy.
wasn't good. It was
He
just
want to go
that
back
he
over there and get
had
his
that
ass
mix.
kicked some more. To me,
No,
that
gameness
still
has to
show
be
it still shows some
gameness is
kind of
double.
gameness to me.
It's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not, bro.
gameness
Because
is
he could be
double.
in there.
It's,
Listen, he could
it's,
be in there dancing around the same this shit for 30 minutes and stop on top.
Mm,
Does that mean he's game? Because you
no.
just said
ouch.
he was last month and he
No,
got his ass kicked for 20 minutes and he was still scratching. You said this
damn.
motherfucker was game, right? And then we
But
give him
Exactly.
and then
at
we
the
give
same
him
time,
for 40 minutes.
but see you painting the narrative. You say if he go down to the next and quit on top, but what if you go into the next one and kill it? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could paint the picture how you want to paint it. Of course he's gonna get occurred if he go into that next one
every
and quit
match is
on top.
different.
Well, no, you
But
That's
gotta go
right.
to the
exactly.
next one. The
But
next
what if he go
one
to the next match and kill it?
without going to
Kill
the
it.
next one, it defeats the whole purpose of me saying that he's not game after 20 minutes. Like I have to have supporting something. Something has to support
Okay,
my
but you
like
say
What
he
if he
gonna
get a
quit.
well,
bleeder
You
on
say
you?
he
I'm gonna be
quitting
What if
on
he
honest.
get a
top.
bleeder on you and you
Sometimes we just
standing
take
fast?
shit, but we don't never put nothing behind to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
What
just
if you
Yeah.
saying,
just
But
hey
are we
look, hey
standing
look,
on
hey look,
finished
Okay.
we don't have
product?
let
to.
me hey look, let me play
Finished
the devil's
product,
advocate,
dogs.
right?
So
What if
basically,
hey hold on one
but
second,
you
hold
ain't
on one
giving him
second.
another chance.
Hey, hold on one second. Let's
We
say
didn't.
you
We never
brought
said
hmm
this. See, we
hey
switching the
Buck,
whole shit. We switching
hey
it
Buck.
now.
No, let's go with the 20-minute dog, right? Let's say you brought
hmm
him in right. You believe in your mind you brought him in right. Right? You ran into a buzzsaw, he hit a bleeder on you, but you still believe you got the better dog, but you see your dog faded, right? He didn't hit a bad one on you. You did what I'm talking about? And you see your dog fading. You pick him up to save him, right? You pick him up to save him. Do you bring him back in shape against that same dog?
Well, I don't see historically why, but I
Yeah.
guess if we
Wow.
were
Well,
just in the
why?
backyard with the homies or something 50 years ago, probably. But
I mean, what if you got the better dog? He just hit you with a bleeder at that time. You did what I'm talking about, and woo 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 woo. He
I
faded
ain't
fast
going back.
like hot grease or
He's
something.
not
I'm
the
taking go
he's not
hit
the
me with
better
another
dog.
bleeder.
You
I
know,
think you're in denial.
let's just
I think
Damn
let's
right.
just
Well,
Damn
no,
right.
Yeah,
he
Damn
just
right.
said
let's
he
call a
better.
Lyle.
spade a spade. He got your ass. That's it.
Yeah,
Hang that one
he's
up.
better.
Start
Damn
over.
right.
It sounds to me like he's the better dog. You just think that your dog is better.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly,
They
bro.
Yeah.
think your dog
Exactly.
is a better dog. Yeah, your
Listen, man.
dog
You
is
This,
got the
alone.
this
better
is,
dog.
hey,
Put him
but
in
but
there.
like I'm just saying though, like if we speaking on that, if a motherfucker break me down to like you say, I don't want to get broke down in 20 minutes, but you saying like, bro, you want to give him another shot if you just think that you ran you ain't he wasn't together all the way,
Listen,
but you think
listen,
that
what if he blowing
he still
through
showed you something.
everything, bro? What if he blowing
If the
through
motherfucker broke,
everything?
or you think physically he too weak, he gonna get broke down again. I ain't fucking with his ass. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, no.
But you know this
Yeah, but
motherfucker still screaming and
but
hollering and wanting some more.
yeah, but I don't know if y'all heard what down in Louisiana. I know y'all heard J-Bo say, well, out of the last 100 in the month, you know what I'm saying? When he say that, that means you really only get one shot. We ain't got time to be, I don't know, you ain't got that much money to be, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got that much, you see what I'm saying? Much time.
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
but Buck City said get him out of there. He's not the one. We're not doing that. And I agree with that. I
Well, if
agree
that's
with that.
that
But
was his
but
best
in
performance, and he just
But
and let's not
but
even
is
say
that
blood
is,
star,
is
just
that a
broke down.
sign? Is that still a form of game, or that motherfucker just crazy and stupid to want to go back over there?
20 minutes. I don't think 20 minutes could really show you anything, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think a good game dog that we know good game dogs. You dig what I'm talking about? Is
Man, the
gonna get
motherfucker come here, the
blew
motherfucker got a
through in
12
20 minutes
mile.
like
You
that,
come
man.
in here, with a goddamn slick dog with a 7 mile, but the motherfucker get hope to your ass. Break this motherfucker down in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
This
it
motherfucker
shows
over
that
here, his
it
legs
shows.
broke,
You know what it
his
shows?
back
Well,
legs
that
broke.
means
Let me
your
tell you.
dog
Let me
ain't
tell you
It
what it
shit.
showed he
shows.
was he,
Do
Let me
that
the
tell you
mean
what
your
it
underdog was
dog
shows.
way
ain't
better,
shit
huh?
now?
We got to start
But it
breaking
showed, bro.
shit down. Like you
yeah,
said
he
that.
couldn't
Let's
get out of
break this
trouble.
shit
He
down.
wasn't smart enough. He
No,
done.
look. Okay,
Mm.
so he gets broke down. He wants to scratch. What he showed me is that he can handle pain. He has a high pain index, but that doesn't show his mental
Okay.
capacity when it comes to being frustrated or tired or anything else other than he can take some pain. He has a high pain index. That's
That's what
all
I'm
it
saying though.
shows you.
Like it gotta be so you try to say, but it don't show that he crazy either. They still want to go back over there, even
It
though this
don't show it
motherfucker
durable, but
done killed his ass.
it might just be game.
He might just be game. He might
No,
be.
no, I'm saying it's different forms though. Like Buck say, okay, this motherfucker tired 3-4 hours and he's still scratching, even though it ain't been a brutal match. But this motherfucker still with 3-4 hours, so he's showing gameness and endurance.
Hmm.
As in, I could still go. This motherfucker that went 20 minutes, he ain't showing no endurance yet because I don't know if he can go or not. Even though this other dog that he went against done broke
Damn,
his ass
y'all.
down,
It's
Buck,
wham, wham, wham,
frustrating.
Buck.
wham,
You
wham.
It's
remember
frustrating
Buck,
for
remember
him
the
to not
traits
be
you put
game.
You
up?
know,
You remember when you
Just
did
calling
that?
him game
exactly,
then. That's my thing. Just don't
exactly.
call him game.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
only seen
yeah. That's
20
what I'm
minutes
saying though.
out of him, he's
Is
not a
it a
fucking
form?
game
Is
dog.
it a form? Yeah.
I don't
And like I
know.
say, historically speaking, some people will call that a dead game dog. A
A
Yeah.
motherfucker that
dead game
know
dog?
that is over. A motherfucker that know that is over with. He finna die, but he's still flopping over there to get some more.
Nah.
Yeah, but me, like to me, game is crazy.
I don't
Like
think
you
you
know
could
what I'm
be
saying?
alive and be dead game. I don't. That's me
What you say?
personally.
No, I'm talking about knowing that he finna die. Like he ain't making it through them. He ain't making it to
Exactly.
get they go
Okay.
home.
So that's
That's
a
what
good
you know what I'm
point.
saying. Like he ain't.
What is your criteria of gameness? What is your criteria? What do you have to see? What do you have to see, Carl? You just said that. So what would you say is the gameness test for you?
Hmm. It's a to me it's a blend of things,
Right.
right? Because just like you saying, it's context that
To
really
me,
matters.
it's when you see it, when you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, it's
You
context.
know,
You get what I'm talking about? Because I've seen a bunch of dogs that I thought was really good that blew through dogs that I thought was all right, cool. You
Historically.
did what I'm talking about, but got around some real fast lane shit, and it was a whole nother world.
Historically.
It was a whole historically.
Yeah, historically, because they'll try to
Historically.
flip this shit around. It's very important that
Yeah,
we
no,
We
no, we
we talking
reiterate
about
that.
shit 40 years ago,
Yeah,
man.
these
40
are
years
yeah.
ago.
yeah,
Good
Plus,
story.
these are all fictional. These are all fictional stories. You know what I'm saying? We just
Yeah,
talking
it's
they,
none
fiction.
of
they,
this
they
shit.
already know it ain't
Hypotheticals.
fictional, but this is
This is
old shit we're talking
allegorical
about. We're
too.
not
You dig
engaging
what I'm
or
saying? Not
promoting
only
anything
hypothetical,
illegal.
but allegorical. You know what I mean? So you do so and until you like the brother said, until you see it, you don't know it. But once you know you got it, you dig what I'm talking about? It's hard to unsee it. You see what I'm saying? So this is why the old schoolers always bred for traits. You know what
So
I mean?
gameness is in the eye
In
of the beholder.
this
Let's
state,
say that then. Let's just say that.
it's gonna
Damn right.
always beauty's gonna
But
always be in the eye of the
but
beholder.
historically speaking,
That don't make
when
that
that time
motherfucker
comes, when
faster.
that when that dog showed that his game, historically speaking, everybody in the building know this is a game, motherfucker.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, 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 yeah. He's in the eye of the beholder. But historically
Yep.
speaking, when it came time and that motherfucker showed it, everybody in the building know. Okay,
Yeah,
we all looking at the game, dog.
facts.
You know what I'm
Other
saying?
than that, you couldn't get a
Straight up.
Bester show. You couldn't get a, you know what I mean, Gameness show. You couldn't get none of that
Even
shit.
even if he lose though,
yeah. Then
Yeah,
then
that shit was
my,
This
my, my
motherfucker done
thing is
died game. Who put on a hell of a
yeah,
show?
yeah.
Who just couldn't do it, but they
my
put on
thing
a
is
hell of a
Gameness
show
show.
most of the
and
context when
died.
I heard gameness or this dog is game, it was pretty much after the dog's career was pretty much over. You know
Fact.
what I'm saying? Then it kind of got that title. You know what I'm saying? And if it was able to pass that gene on, then that's what you have right there. Like that
word.
those traits is coming from that dog, and that dog has done this. And like he said, it's a combination of shit.
It's a
It's not
combination of
like
things,
that
man.
one time, he showed that, somebody buzzsawed his ass. Maybe he couldn't stay out the way or whatever. That we could put that time on there, but it's still gonna be a combination of things that's gonna literally tell you that this motherfucker's game. Because
Yeah, you're right.
historically speaking, there's been dudes that went to shows, did things, said that they've got this, that they've got mouth, all of this shit. But when they see it, that's not what we see. Or this motherfucker stops in 48 minutes or something. You know what I'm saying? On all fours. And he was supposed to be game, or he went 2 hours, or he went, you know what I'm saying? So I think a true game, or we say, what's your definition of game? Is a dog that went through a lot of shit and is sitting chilling on the other side of it. That's just my opinion.
So the
Because you
question
do
is, can you
nah,
be
go ahead.
game without doability? Or can you be doable without game?
Yes,
That's the damn question.
both.
Now that
And
that, that wasn't
almost
a
is
question.
no. It might
It's
be
just
no. Oh
but
yeah,
that's not
doability and
that's not
gayness.
a question
Yeah,
though. That's what I'm saying. It's not a question.
yeah.
I
You
wouldn't
need
But
have like
you
I'm
if we
asking,
wouldn't have
yeah.
jumped on here, I would have never turned this into a question. Because it's not a question. I think that
It's a conversation.
you have to have both.
got both. Yeah.
Me too.
Because
Yep.
because
That's what
I
I'm
don't care
saying.
how game he is, bro. If he's not durable, he's just gonna get busted down.
Yep.
And he could still be sitting there barking, trying to get after him. But if he's just broke down in
Oh, he
in
dropped one
one
in the
You,
road on you, huh?
Buck City. You had OG Loco on here. Shout out to OG Loco, and he talked about the deep game dog and how there was a
Need
transformation
some
at a
more
certain time.
exercise, I guess.
So we
Working a little more.
definitely have lost that mind frame. Like you said, I want that 2 hour deep game dog. I do. I want him, but the durability does have to be there. It has to be there. There's just certain things that
Oh
go
yeah.
along. Loyalty and love. You know what I'm saying? It's that process that you can't have one without the other. If you do, it's not a finished product. And I think a lot of people they get to that point where They got a good dog, but he's not good in every category. Buck City put up those
Yeah,
categories of
yeah.
traits that said, what traits did you want to build your dog? And a lot of people, there was a lot of different answers. Everybody can go back and watch the video, but
The question
the
is the
But the
the
thing
question you ask yourself
is it
is
for the dog?
what traits you willing to live without? Not
Is
what traits you want. What
woo.
traits
What
what
can you
traits
go
you
it
without?
willing?
for the
Dang.
dog, or is it
Well,
the
what can
for
you
the
go
man that
without?
the man can't get it out the dog?
That's the question. Though. What traits you can't go without to have a
Yeah,
decent
that's
okay
true.
dog?
There's no
You
dog.
know what I'm saying? Every
There's
dog gonna
no
have some
dog
fucked
with
up traits. Every dog gonna have some good traits. We ain't
zero
nobody ever found the
durability.
perfect dog yet.
There's no dog with zero durability. Is that fair?
Damn right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
On a scale of
Now,
1 to 10, every dog got at least a damn 2 durability. Starting off with,
Shit,
now,
I
now you
I
can
can
have
agree with that.
zero gameness.
I say it's a
You
four.
can have zero gameness, right?
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
You just zero game. You won't scratch to save your life. That's zero game. So
And that's the
to
motherfucker that's
have
out of there.
gameness, so can you have gameness without durability? That because you said that was a question and you just answered it. And
Yeah.
the answer is no.
You can't have gameness without durability.
Nope. Because no
But
dog
but
has
how
zero
can you know?
durability. We just said it. No dog has
We just,
zero
yeah,
Yeah.
durability.
see, yeah. No dog has zero. That nigga. Woo.
So a
See,
motherfucker to get broke down
See,
in
that's what I
20
like
minutes, he
about
still
chat,
with
got a
the
little
chat,
dog. I
durability.
like to be
chat.
up
I
in
hope,
here and just
chat. I
argue
hope
and
you
let
heard that.
I like to
Dang,
break
So
stuff
he still
down,
got
bro.
durability though. So he
You
still got a
said
little
what?
durability, even though
nigga, you can't
even though
come
he
in there
got his
without
ass,
durability.
I said even though he got his ass broke down in 20 minutes, he still had a little durability somewhere in him.
That was
He
it.
had a
Yeah,
little
that was
Nobody,
his
and
durability. That was his
and check
durability.
this out.
nobody
Don't
breeds
put
a dog. Nobody breeds a dog for little bones and trying to be brittle. You dig what I'm talking
right.
about? The
But
greatest of
even
the
if you
great dogs.
brittle,
No. What I'm
durability,
saying is the greatest of the great dogs breed dogs who are built for this shit. So if you got bit down, I mean, on the basis of you can't even be a terrier if you not tough.
And guess what? And
So,
guess what? That
my
same dog
thing,
that bit you
my thing
down, he
is,
might not be
I've never
doable
seen
either.
a dog with no durability. I've seen dogs get blown through, allegedly, but or outraced allegedly. They was just faster than the others. But I've never seen none with none, right?
Way back in
No
the sporting
durability
dog journals,
whatsoever.
way back in the
How
sporting
would you?
dog journal.
So how would you? Because if durability wasn't a thing, and gameness ain't really a thing, and you can't have one without the other, then you couldn't have a curve. You did what I'm talking about. You couldn't have one.
But you right. But we reaching, like he said though. You can have zero gameness. That sucker can walk out there and look around at other dogs and shit. He'll walk out there. He'll walk out
And
But
never
he
and
have
never touch
almost
zero
nothing.
walk up on a
durability.
dog. He
But
ain't
you
got
have
no game in him.
zero durability. Zero.
No, you got no.
Right.
You
You
got
got
to
a
have.
physical body for the
Yeah, you
simple
got to
fact
have it.
you
you have
gotta
a
have a
physical
little
body
durability.
means it's durable. But
Every every
what
every
makes
dog
the
can take
bone
something.
last?
Even in the sporting dog journal, when the motherfucker lost in 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, that don't mean the dog ain't had no kind of durability. That mean he probably
Right.
caught a bleeder or something like that and bled out. But a motherfucker
Yeah.
still got a little bit of durability,
At least
Mm-hmm.
a one or a two.
Or one, yeah, one
at
or
least a
two.
But
one or
we know
two.
for a fact
So
that sucker that can walk around the yard and he looking and somebody's popping that chain and he just looking at it, he'll walk around. I think that has to do with that dog doesn't have any gameness in it.
Ah,
Mm, mm. Got to
I
be
know
more
some people
careful.
who would say some
Hey,
of the
you got
best
to
of
be
the
more
best
careful, man.
that
now
they
it's a
would the
good it's a
person.
good debate.
That's like you.
Be
I'm
more
just saying.
careful.
You walk in the club, and the set over there on the other VIP, they throwing their stuff, and then all of a sudden you gonna just stand there. I don't know. We all are looking for something different
That's
inside the
the
gameness,
that's the
inside the
same thing.
durability.
Well, it's
That's the
about
same
what happened
thing.
after that. Because
That's the same
see,
thing at the
if
dog
half of
shows
them other
when all
niggas
the
go
other dogs
outside,
barking
then you got a
at your
problem.
dog, and your dog looking at you and looking around. I don't want that dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what you
Exactly.
say. He
I
had
can't. Yeah, I can't fuck with him. Yeah, he got the. We can put him in the truck. They can take him wherever he got to go. But if he come out there and everybody letting off, and he act like he ain't top dog, I don't know. Man,
Hey,
that's a tough one, man.
that's suspicious to me.
Hey, like
And
my
maybe
mom
That,
used
and
to
that, that's
maybe
say,
and
suspicious to
maybe
me.
we got the
hey,
wrong. Maybe we got the wrong descriptive words to express what we really talking about. But
and like my
yeah,
mom
I
used
just
to say,
Some people would call
you
that
are not
intelligent.
about to embarrass me.
Damn right.
woo.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? You are not about to embarrass
Exactly.
me. Hey, when you say that, you better get right.
Better
You
sit
Better
better
your
put
get
your
ass
right.
down
chest
somewhere
up.
there.
Yeah. Uh,
Hmm?
especially she stayed in church.
Well,
Like, look,
Oh man.
hey, hey, when you
and
go
the
and
box
say
is
your whole
church.
name, hey, when
Yeah,
you go say your full name, oh, you better stand on business, boy. You gotta stand on business. Hmm. Straight up, man. But yeah, man,
Y'all was
it's a good
man,
debate.
y'all was a
Like
little
you say, it's
yeah.
a good debate. But like
I like to
me,
break it
like
down. We'll break it
you
down another
know,
time. That's one of them ones we could go all day on. That's one of them
definitely.
ones. You know, we could
those are
definitely
real
bring
good
that up more often, man. Hey, Cloud
because that
Chasers
has a
is down. Cloud Chasers is down just like the stock market right now. You know,
ah,
all the
chop them
clout.
motherfuckers' fingers
Been a
off.
year. It been a year worth of clout. Motherfuckers are time to cash in. It been a
Looking
year
for
Yeah.
worth of clout.
handouts.
15, 16 months worth of clout, man. And motherfucker, it's time to cash in, man. How that shit working out for you? The clout chasers. You know, I
We
just
in the
wanted to
pen,
give
go
y'all
get
a
the
shout out on
broomstick
the
on them.
docket. You know, I have to get the docket, man. You know. Oh yeah, we got them 17 raffle tickets, man. Get them raffle tickets, man. Get them raffle tickets.
Hey, shout out to Borderland and the camp down there. You know, we want to make sure everybody know that camp is on their due diligence. They done figured out their AI breeding stuff. Y'all tap into people who really doing their homework and getting their lesson done. Junior, you know you my man, man. I appreciate that too. We gonna talk. Borderlands in the house, y'all. Word up.
Yeah, Borderland, man. Salute, Borderland. We getting it, man. Get that APBT magazine. The second one's busting out. Just putting the last little raw touches, man. Tap in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Submit some of that good content if you got it. If you want to order that mag, let me throw the number on the joint, man.
All right, Buck City, is that are we still gonna be able to order the first magazine? How long will the first magazine be in print? Has that been established
Oh
yet?
man, it's
Or
always gonna be in print, man.
word,
That's
word,
like legal
word.
dope. When they raided my shit, they thought they was gonna find a bunch of guns and fucking drugs, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See, I didn't hear nobody say nothing about that. There's
them
like no
packages was
drugs,
wrapped.
nothing. But this supposed to be drugs and shit, right? See, they think we stupid, dog.
Different
These
recipe, man.
motherfuckers really think we're dumb, dog. You raid a
Yeah.
motherfucker
That's
shit that
crazy,
many
man.
times and you don't hear about no dope, bro. Maybe what you're coming here looking for is some fucking bullshit. Maybe, but we never talk about that. We ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna have a documentary about that. Um, the first one's gonna be in print, man. That's legal dope, man. I got boxes of that shit. Um, when I re-up, there's gonna be about 5 pages I'm taking out of the first one.
Can
You
you
feel me?
disclose how much can you disclose how much a bundle is? A box? Can we start selling wholesale? I mean, when are we gonna be in full?
Hey,
Can
nah,
let the
nah,
people
nah.
know.
Hey,
Let them
yeah,
know.
man. Well, you know what? See, when I re-up, if I'm gonna ask, can I redirect? The boxes are like 70 in a box of that one, the first one. So it may vary, but let's say it's between
Let's
65
just
and
say 50.
75 in
Let's
a
just say
box.
50. Let's say, can you break a 50 pack down? Let's break it down
And
like
I
it's an
like the
elbow.
I like the boxes because if I could do it like this, it'd be
Oh,
easier.
you ain't got to repackage, yo.
If I can redirect the box, like I know what's coming in them boxes. I know you about to send me about 13, 14 of these fucking boxes. And if I could send a box there and a box there and just send the rest to me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they might put an extra ticket on it. Maybe they might say, you know what, Mr. Gibbons, we're not fucking with that. We're just gonna send them to one spot. That's it. And I say, all right, fine. Then that'd be another hurdle I'll have to cross. But if I can get it to where I could redirect a box, we ain't even got to open up the box, change the order, or nothing. We know what's in that box. We're gonna work it out like that. You feel me? That's all
Word.
backstreet shit. One thing about it, I'm a fucking businessman before anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I
you know,
want the
I've been a
world to know
businessman before
this is an
talking.
organized, yeah, this is an organized situation. I think business has been held super. The business aspect. You know, we forget that these dogs give us business, and we have to conduct ourselves accordingly. So we got to salute Buck City for giving us this avenue. It's an avenue, y'all. You know, some
Nah,
people want the
Damn
plug.
right.
They want to
Damn
have some.
right.
So
take it
here
serious.
come an avenue. Yeah,
But this right here, you still talking about volume one? Cause I went out for a second.
Yeah, volume one. Volume two, too. You know,
Okay.
whatever. I'm trying to push this shit. I'm trying to push this shit
Yeah, but
like
I'm talking
legal dope.
volume two ain't ready yet. Volume two ain't ready yet. Dude.
No, it'll be ready before you know it. It'll be ready.
I know you ready a couple months. I don't know. It's cooking.
Oh, no. A
It's
couple
cooking.
months, my
but
ass.
I want to make make sure
Yeah, we'll
everybody
be
know we
lucky if
gonna
we get
push.
out of this month.
Yeah,
Is
we gonna
the baby monster in that
push.
bitch? It's lots smoke killers in that motherfucker.
Man, it's all everything's a secret, man.
Woo! He calling
Everything's a
out.
secret.
He calling out. He calling out ads, baby. Like yo.
Everything's a secret.
And when they
You know
say
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
continued, to be
Yeah, to
continued,
be
man.
continued. To be continued. You know, everything's a secret. It's a lot in there. I'm not even done, and it's already more content than the first one already. It's more superstars,
Oh
more
man.
shit, more traveling, more countries. You know,
Yeah, but see,
it's lit.
do you prefer everything to be already typed out and it's going in like it's going in, or are you doing any proofreading, or you know what I'm saying? Like, is it okay just to
Some of
send
them I left them
pictures?
raw. Some of them I left them
Yeah,
raw. You know, certain ads and shit, certain because you know you kind of want that rough raw, but you know I can we can get some shit together. Like I
I
said.
still might send over a couple snapshots, man, just in case.
Well, no, it always should
You
because
know.
I can use it in more magazines, different shit. I got a whole bank of content, you know, just with hella drafts and shit. So some days I get brain fart. I can't think of shit. So I just go through like 200 drafts of shit that I've been working on over the last year or whenever I said I was going to drop the first mag. And, you know, because it might be a page I put it out or I design it, but I might not think it's good enough. So I'll throw it to the side. You feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah, nah, man, I'm trying to just work, bro. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you
I
know,
heard
dibble
that, man.
dabble, a little bit
Go
of
ahead and
this.
get the
Yeah,
first one. But
yeah.
number two is finna hit harder.
But
Y'all
nah,
heard it
both
here
the
first.
boxes, yeah, let's get the boxes going. Let's get them boxes. I'll ask about it and we can get them boxes going, you know. That
yeah,
way
we
everybody
want to make sure. Yeah, we want to, and
yeah.
then for everybody who's thinking about the boxes, make sure you got a business plan set up so you can present that to Buck and say, "This is how I'm going to put them. This is where I'm putting them." We can make a nice little a data sheet, and we can keep up on what volumes or where, you know, and how far we done stretched this bad boy because we going all over the world with this, y'all. It's going.
Yeah,
It's
you
going.
better
It's about
believe
to.
it.
When
You
the
better
rocket ship
believe it.
take
It's
off,
already
we
done.
going through the firmament. We going
Yeah,
through.
now
So
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna show them.
Damn right.
I'm gonna show them how to really get there. I'm gonna show
Stepping on them,
them.
man. Stepping on them.
Get there,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? When we bring our magazine with Buck Baby magazine out, it ain't gonna have no Rickets or none of that, man. It's gonna be straight drop.
Oh
Straight
man, I
drop
don't know
like
about that rickets.
1988,
I
man.
think I'm gonna do one about rickets, man, just to
and
give a
Ricketts,
little bit of shit on it. You know, we definitely gonna put it
you
in.
might have to have the Buck City APBT calendar. You know what I'm saying? So each month you got them labeled
Oh,
in there. You know what I
2026 for sure, for sure. 2026,
Damn
we
right.
definitely gonna have that. So we'll probably
What
be
this is? What
dropping that
month this
like
is?
November.
Thou shalt not dry snake. What
Uh,
month this is right now? April.
yeah, I
I
think right
forgot.
now is dry snitch this month. I think
Wait a minute.
dry
This
That's
should
snitch
be
another
this
lie.
month.
yard. This should be
Uh,
get your yard ready or something. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, don't forget about. We got work to do still though. But
Hey, summer
it's
but
coming
the
up, man.
weather
Y'all know
about to
what
get
time it
right.
is.
Yeah,
Hey, it's already 80 and 90 degrees here in South Florida, so you know what time it is here, man. You know,
man. It's
we
40
got
up here. We ready to go now.
let's feed, let's feed. You know what I'm saying? The mosquitoes picking up, so the how
I
you shit
seen
no water if you're
Arizona
in the
said
south.
triple digits, boy. That shit said triple digits.
Damn,
Arizona.
got to be more careful.
That's crazy.
Already, who out there in Arizona? Oh, got
Shout
that
out to
welcome
Big
down
Ram.
Ram.
Walk them down,
Yeah,
Ram.
Yeah, welcome down out there.
y'all
Dang,
get
boy,
Rams
they told
merchandise.
me.
Ram got his merch going.
Hey, Ram said you got some hats and shirts, man. You know, hey, one thing about it, we spread love over here. We gonna support our brothers because they support what we got going on, man. You know. Hey, y'all saw Buck with the blue "Thou Should Not Snitch" shirt? That bitch was crispy. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna drop one. I seen it. I seen it. That bitch
I
was
ain't about to have
crispy.
that one. I ain't gonna have the first one.
I need a white one though. That's what I'm gonna get, man. I'm here in South Florida. I need white shit. Even though I got my black swamper, and I'm gonna get that damn black hoodie, Mike, with the patch on it. In due process, in due time. Hey man, y'all get the
Vele
shit up.
got the
'Cause
dope.
when we
Hey,
hit these
Vele got
dog
the dope
shows,
sweatshirt. Hey, Vele got the dope
yeah.
sweatshirt.
Which one
He got the
Millie got
black.
the Michael Myers
It's the, it's the
or the Dash
black.
And
and
then the
I
Mac,
snitch?
No, it's the
Buck,
black.
are you
You
gonna
said
put the
what?
merch in? Are you gonna put the merch and stuff in the magazine this time, or how like think pricing and stuff like? Is the merch gonna be in there, or is that gonna be a branch
Yeah,
off?
that's
Is that
gonna
gonna
be.
be
It's gonna
something
be in
different?
there. It's gonna be in
Okay,
there. See, there's
Yeah,
this thing. You know, with them QR codes. This is a lot of
yeah.
backstreet shit because motherfuckers. Some motherfuckers don't deserve no
yeah, we ain't
game,
got
but
to. Yeah, we ain't
one
got to.
thing
Yeah, we
about it,
ain't got to. Yeah, exactly.
I
You
got
right.
all the game though. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But those QRs, there's a company where you could get unlimited QRs, right? But that shit'll be like $300, $400 a month. I mean, a year. That don't seem like a lot until it's time for you to pay that. You see what I'm saying?
They definitely,
It don't
definitely. You
seem
you
like a
cut you
lot,
gotta cut that shit in your
right?
profit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You see what I'm
Well,
saying? So
but we can.
But
But I
shit, bro,
think
I wouldn't even
I
put the
think what you've
QR
given us.
code. I would have put
well,
just the damn
my thing
cash
is
out
this.
or the
My
phone
thing is
number.
this.
But
My thing is
what
this.
you're
Shit.
giving us
If
though,
I can
but
get
what you're giving us
everybody
is everybody can we can mount up. Like I know the pack costs
right,
what it do, but five of
right.
us got to get together and get this motherfucking pack, y'all. Come
15
on
of
now,
us.
that's what it's
15
about.
of us. 15 of
Yeah.
us put up a dub or something. I get the QR joint, and then we could all have unlimited
Hey,
QRs.
you're right though, Buck. Let's hold this down because we got there's plans going on. So yeah, I feel what you're saying about not
Yeah,
giving the
yeah,
world the
we'll
game
get on
because
it. Hey, we'll get on
they
it.
ain't even up on this. Yeah.
Right. But you know
Yeah,
what it
God,
is.
I'm gonna send
You
you
know what it is.
something. Oh yeah, we
Get
gonna
that
make it happen,
fucking
man. Hey,
magazine. You
support,
know what it is. We
support your
cooking this
brother,
shit
man.
up. Hit me on that back
Support your
street.
brother,
Everybody just
man.
tap in on that back street just so we can link in, man. I want to make sure that everybody's, whoever's gonna get in the mag or send me a picture just to say what's up to the wake and bake or whatever the fuck it is. Tap in
Buck City,
so we can
APB.
make
I
sure.
gotta get going, baby. I gotta get going, but y'all stay up. I'm gonna
Peace, peace.
I ain't no
Yes,
asking, but
sir.
you alright? Yes, sir. Sound good over there.
Yeah, man. Look, getting it. We getting it.
Hey
But
man,
we
but you
cooked
know what
up,
time it
man.
is,
We cooked
man.
up
Oh
today.
yeah.
Oh, that sucker free. Hey,
Yes,
tap in,
sir.
eclectics. Tap in. I'm gonna get all this shit. Hopefully, I ain't got to get too many sizes because I done sucked up the 2X black because I've been in them
Just make
motherfuckers.
sure
I've been in them bitches.
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I got about 5 or 6
just
of
make
them
sure
bitches.
you have some damn one X's for me. Keep a lot of one X's because I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yeah, and I seen a lot of black 1X. Got a lot of black 1X. I know I got some whites. I got them old authentic uh silk screen
Buck
mic
City
joints,
one.
the Buck City joints, the old joints. The
Yeah, man, the
first.
ones I had 3, 4 years ago. They had me in the newspaper at the
Yeah,
football
them is
game.
classics. Those is almost
Damn
5 years
right.
old. Them is
Damn
classics.
right. Damn right, man. I had a white and black one. That motherfucker got
Original
holes
though.
and everything in
Original
that
silk
motherfucker now.
screen. See, now they got that
Clean.
vinyl. I like the vinyl, but that's original silk screen though.
Yeah, that's hey, it's classics. You got classics. You got the new shit, but you gotta have the classics too. Now don't forget about the classics. The old Buck City kennels, with the city and everything in the back. That shit was clean as hell.
Hey,
Original print.
Prophet, we got to get on these back streets, man. I've been so fucking swamped.
He been in the kitchen, man. Been in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, Ram just sent me some shit. Ram just sent me some shit. That scratchaholic, that's filthy. Ah, the
Oh, you got it. I ain't see
scratchaholic.
it yet. I got it. I got to check the Patreon. On 7-8 said he gonna put it on the Patreon. I got the Patreon. I'm gonna check
Nah,
it out.
man, I got that shit. That shit looking dope. Boy, you guys better get your shit up. See, that's another
They got some
merch,
fresh ass hats too.
you could rock
Straight up.
that. Motherfuckers rocking that snitch wear. I don't know how much snitch wear gonna be getting rocked this year. Maybe it might
Yeah,
be a
you
couple
got you
of
gotta you gotta watch where you wear that.
snitch wear.
I wear my shit everywhere on the motherfucking suckers and haters.
Who's getting that snitch wear, man? I'm gonna find out what them QRs is, man. I'll do something, man. Maybe make some logos or something, everybody pitch in, man, and get them QRs and shit, you know, keep that shit going. Cause that would be nice if I threw a whole bunch of shit up in there with the QRs and you can get to everything. That's what I wanted to do, but I found out how that game was working. That game is you got to be really needing them. You can't just buy that shit for 2 or 3 fucking QRs. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be really using the motherfuckers and it got to be working for you for real. I'm
Yeah, yeah, the
typing
shit
that
gotta
shit
be
out. I'm
flowing.
gonna get a vehicle, APBT magazine fucking rap vehicle with the QR on the. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really be using that shit, dog. You know, you can't be fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Jelly dicking around and shit. You feel me?
Yeah, nah, you gotta
Hey,
make
but
your money,
salute
bro. If you gonna
everybody.
spend 300, man. But
Man,
I'm out,
salute
bro.
everybody,
Salute.
man. You're rocking the
Get
building.
you up.
Janae Johnson in the building. Salute. Bloodthirst. Bub Johnson. Let me see. Mike Dan. I see y'all, man. DGK. Salute. Everybody. Everybody in the building, man. We're gonna catch up on the next one though. I know that.
Hundreds can't fit in my trousers. 200 of them bubble gums finna crop next week off top. I bleed the block and I pull up in a drop. Rockstar, I told heavy metal. I'm straight out the gutter by the sewer, yeah, the ghetto. Cold blooded like Rick James. Yeah, I spit flames. Thanking God every day since this shit changed. Bismillah, yeah, I made it out. Giving attention, motivation, education, yeah, this shit game. Staying on my pivot, not to mention. Watch these hoes stay on your toes and never trust these bitches. I went from a cutlass to a fiscal. And I don't do the gram, baby, keep me out your mentions. I would never fold, I know niggas that done told. I got money in the attic, it's so old, it's about to mold.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them, Kurt Cobain.
In your section, I be reppin' while I'm flexing. 50,000 on my necklace, what's the question now? Kurt Cobain, I blew the brains in the drop head. Free my nigga out the feds, let me pop. I'm like propane. yeah, I'm hot as a torch. Give me the ball, yeah, and watch how I scorch. 13 when I hopped off the porch. By 17, I was up on the court. I keep a weapon for protection. Don't get aggressive, I shoot like a missile. I'm trilled to the bone, all the way to the gristle. Kurt Cobain, yeah, suicide though. I'ma get it, sleet, hell, rain, or snow. Know I'm talking about sticking to the code, I don't know no other way. I'ma bleed the block, nigga, to God, open them gates, huh? Money, pound, ammunition, free that nigga long way. They call me streets, I'm really in these streets, like the song say.
In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. I'm on my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frame. I've been on these niggas' head like a migraine. In the hottest section with weapons and cocaine. 17 in the streets, hotter than propane. On my toes, watch these hoes with bifocal frames. Suicide doors on them, Kurt Cobain.